here with Matt from Gruesome. We're going to be doing a rig rundown. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing
Thanks
great,
for doing
man.
this for me.
Yeah,
so we're going to start here with your guitar.
This old thing, it's the E2 Arrow. I've had this for a number of years. It's got all the dents.
Definitely looks war-torn.
Scratches and replaced tuners to prove it from many abuses by the airlines and also probably me. But it served me really, really well. It stays in tune great, plays great, looks cool. Even with the Sharpie fin there, you know.
Hey, those are just battle scars, man.
Absolutely.
You can't have a pointy guitar without a bunch of chips at it.
I kind of, the more beat up it gets, kind of the more I love it, honestly. This is one of my favorite guitars I've ever owned.
Some people pay extra for that.
Yeah.
And what pickups? Because those don't seem stock.
These are Seymour Duncan Blackouts. They're these are the alt metal.
Yeah,
they used to be the Mick Thompson.
Yeah, the Mick Thompson.
But then whatever. But it's the same. It's the same.
I've owned those too. Do you dig them because they have like more low end than a standard active, or just like super high? Because I know that.
They are really hot. I mean, I like them. Obviously, like 90% of metal guitar players, I use the MG 81s, 85s forever, and I was like, really, what's the difference? Like, come on. And I put these in, and there's just more EQ range in these pickups.
They're fatter for sure.
Yeah, I just feel like you can do a little bit more with them, and also hot pickups in today's world don't really mean anything. They got amps with more distortion than I would ever need. I like it because it's really low noise. I don't know. As soon as I put in in my guitars in B for my other band Exhumed, I use the regular Blackouts because they're a little less scoopy, and these are a little more scoopy, so I use these in my higher tune guitars.
That makes sense. I mean, it's a feel thing. So.
Yeah. I always feel like the lower you tune, the more mids and high mids you need to get note value, and the higher you tune, the more you can get away with taking away with.
100%, I agree. Yeah. So now we're moving on to your amp rig. I see a valve state here, which seems very appropriate for the band.
It's the amp that Chuck used, I think, I don't know if he used it on Human, but after Human, that was like his main amp.
Yeah.
So obviously in Gruesome, we're doing a death style thing, so it made sense to get the death style amp. And unfortunately, this one has the different plating but it's the same circuit as the very first model. This is like the 1.1 or whatever. I prefer the look and the plating on the first model, but it's a weird amp because it's not expensive at all. I mean, I got this for, I want to say like $600, and I think I overpaid for it because the guy knew that it was the guy from Gruesome, and he's like, well, you really want this amp, don't you? Because I've seen it before, like somebody on eBay years ago was selling two for like $800. I just was broke at the time, so I didn't grab them. But
I mean, it's the death amp. Chuck's the most synonymous for using it.
Right. I mean, really, that's the main thing. And funny enough, the first time I used this amp was way back in '99. I recorded a thrash record with this band called Decapitator, and James Murphy actually mixed the record, or he engineered and mixed the record, and I used his valve state, and that was kind of where I was like, oh, this is like the death amp or whatever, and that's how he sort of framed it to me. He was like, yeah, this is what Chuck uses now.
Especially that mid-concert that really just gets you. And then you're running into what cab? Do you know what speakers are in there?
I think these are just stock Celestians. I've had this cabinet 25 years if I've had it for a week.
It's definitely road-torn, man.
Yeah.
It's got the vibe, though, for old-school death metal.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've always just used it for commercials because I already have them and they sound good. You know, again, well, it's not too bad on this one. It's the other one, my other cabinet, that the branding is all beat up.
Yeah, you can at least tell this is a Marshall.
Yeah. So yeah, they got a lot of character, and they've been through a lot with me, and they sound good. They're simple. They're light enough to where if I have to move it myself, I can do that, and it's just easy, you know.
Yeah, it's not broke down fixing. It looks like we just got one SM57 set up here.
So it's the same thing I use in my studio back home, except I use two. Because I got the luxury of time. So yeah, just really simple. I try to always keep my rig as simple as possible because the fewer things you have, the fewer things can go wrong.
Absolutely.
And the more simple and sort of standard it is, the more likely that when something breaks and bumfuck Nebraska, you can go to a Guitar Center or a mom and pop music store and be like, I really just need this thing. And they're like, yeah, okay, we got that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can understand that when touring. Plus, I mean, in my experience, the simpler rigs tend to sound the best because there's less that can go wrong. A knob's not going to get bumped somewhere. Something's not going to have a patch cable break on it.
Right. And I also kind of feel like, if you can't make a simple rig sound good, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing, either from a compositional or a technical aspect or something. And, that's just my thinking. And it's like all the bells and whistles, sometimes I think kind of obfuscates the actual music.
I agree.
Which I'm not into.
And you sounded great during sound checks.
Oh, well, thanks.
Definitely is nailing the vibe you're going for. So you got a pretty stripped down pedal board. Go over what you got here.
And this is actually my more elaborate pedal board because it has the flanger.
Well, you need a flanger for this.
Right,
thing.
for death you need the flanger. So let's get the most exciting and sort of exotic pedal first, which is the Lonely Ghost, which is designed by my buddy Michael Klein.
I love Michael Klein.
Dude,
he's a friend of mine as well. He does a lot of stuff for Sammy from Horror Acid Bath.
He is a genius, and he's one of the nicest, loveliest people on earth.
I agree. He's such a sweetheart.
And I was lucky enough to meet him really, really early on when he started making pedals and stuff for people, and we've had a great relationship ever since. I mean, we just did a record with Exhumed, and I FaceTimed him. I'm like, dude, what do you think of these tones? I'm like, send you samples. Like, here's all my gear. What combinations should I be using? And he's like, try this, try that. And so he's just the best.
He's a great guy.
And so the Lonely Ghost is basically a reverb, delay, and boost pedal. So you have I can't remember because the words are worn off. But one set of knobs controls your reverb controls, the other controls your delay. Then on the side you have your boost knob, and it can really crank. It's dramatic.
I mean, that's fantastic for lead tones though. You're basically compressing everything you would need for a lead tone into one pedal.
Right, because I don't want to have a whole, fucking univac spaceship thing down here. I just want to, especially because I'm singing and I got to hit the pedal and it's just like one button, please,
No, absolutely.
And then I have this Maxon flanger that I've had forever. Sounds awesome. I mean, it just sounds like a prototypical flanger. If you close your eyes and think, what does it sound like? That's what it sounds like. It kind of also makes me want to learn more Van Halen riffs because when you play, you're just like, man, I wish I knew some Van Halen shit because it would sound so good through this.
Yeah, slow flanger absolutely gets that vibe.
Yeah. And I have my Shure wireless. I forget which model this is. This is a newer one. I had the older one, and I bought it used, and the housing for the power somehow broke. Anyway, so I got the newer one, and it's great. It works really well, whether you're playing a smaller venue or a bar or fucking Vakken or whatever, it's great.
Yeah, and you got a tuner built in as well.
And
so
you have a tuner.
It's another footprint.
I love that. Yeah, the less things I can put on here, the happier I am. And usually I have another Michael Klein overdrive, but there's just the power housing is loose, and I was didn't have the time to fix it before I left for this. So I busted out the trusty old OD 808, which I think is one of the best post-tube screamer, because it does what it does what a tube screamer does. It's not.
Absolutely, I agree. I have one too, for that exact reason.
And I actually like this better than the tube screamer, although I like the Slimer pedal that Michael built for me that does the same thing better than this, because the EQ, I mean, the problem with the tube screamer is the EQ, and this has a better EQ, and Michael's has a better EQ than this. But this is also great, and I love this pedal. I had this forever. And when I first met him, he's like, hey, I'd like to try building some stuff for you. I was like, I don't know, man, the OD 808 is pretty hard to beat. And he's like, well, give me a shot, man. And then, if you're playing loud, high gain stuff on stage, you need a noise suppressor. And S2 is good enough, it's cheap. To me, some people swear by the decimator, and I was like, this works fine and it's cheaper, so I just have one of these.
Whatever works, dude.
Yeah. Again, I always try, like I said, the simplest, most standard shit you can get wherever.
It's an industry standard for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I try not to overthink any of this stuff.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from Matt, here we have Dan. Dan, thanks for doing this for me, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
He's the other guitar player here in the
Of course.
Well, we're just going to talk through the alarm. Thanks for doing this here, buddy. This is the other guitar player in Gruesome. So we're going to start here with the guitar that's using for a rig. It's another E2, another very pointy guitar. What do you have going on here?
Very pointy guitar. This is the Mille Petrosa signature model from Creator, coincidentally. It's basically an arrow, but it has a longer second point.
Yeah, it's longer, pointier.
It's an amazing guitar. I love this guitar. It has Fishman Fluence pickups.
Those moderns?
Yeah, modern.
And for the band, are you using those in like the more active voice one?
Modern. I feel like the
tighter one.
Like the passive type, it's a little muddy. At least
chunky.
for the stuff I do, yeah. It doesn't sound bad, it just doesn't really match what I've done.
Sure.
I love this.
I tend to use the modern voicing in my guitar.
Yeah, and this glow in the dark points, fret points.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, amazing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I have the LTD version also, which is it's kind of cool because it's a little thinner neck, but yeah.
So you're kind of running a hybrid rig here. You're running a power amp into the 412 cabinet. It looks like you're doing everything off of the Cortex here.
Yeah, so I used to run a lot of pedals, just like mad, probably more pedals, but with so many tourings, especially going internationally, sometimes a pain in the ass, too noisy, whatever. So, the last few years, I've been using Kemper, and last year I've been using the Quad Cortex, which is amazing because, it has amazing processing power. It's very simple. I'm just running a Soldano, the Soldano neural plugin in it, and with an overdrive in front of it, noise gate, a little bit of EQ at the end, a little bit of phaser.
Hold on just a second. I don't think we're going to be able to hear shit over the drums. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of phaser.
A little bit of phaser, delay or whatever, delay and reverb, or solos. The cool thing, though, which I love about this thing, is that in the recording for a lot of the solos, I did harmonies for it, which is very hard to replicate live, except with this. You see that light turning on there?
Yeah, I see that.
That's a harmonizer.
Okay,
So
sick.
in certain
do all the
parts of the
harmonies.
solos, yeah, I just press this, and I have a little harmony there.
It's easier to replicate what you guys
Easier
done.
to replicate, yeah. And then just,
Perfect.
of course, the wireless, the short wireless tuner, which is amazing. It's really very reliable and very small package. And then all goes down to my little ISP Stealth power amp, which is this big, and goes to a Marshall cab or whatever cab's available.
Simple, but it works.
Very, very simple, yeah.
Thanks again, man. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Dan and Matt, and of course, Steven from Metalhead Productions. Stay metal.